Hello, Al 60 Diesels. So today, Mark 3 Golf GTI, 2 litre, 8 valve, only done 115,000 miles, couple of owners, got a bit of lack appeal, failed its MOT in 2016, sort of been sat here ever since. I've been meaning to get to it, so maybe today is the day. So, Reg 90, LMN 95, 96. It's not a bad old thing. I mean, it hasn't got any worse than the last time I looked at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to see if me Mark 3 2 litre 8 valve Golf GTI will crack off. It's possible, as long as the fuel pump hasn't seized solid and the mice haven't eaten all the electrics. One way to find out. Tore off the 2 litre 8 valve Mark 2 GTI. Now, Mark 3 GTI, for anyone shouts at me, I'd like to point out, I bought that for 15 quid. It didn't go, because I think the computer had died. So we managed to find it a computer, sort that, put it in for a test, it failed, and then everything got a bit too busy, and there it's sat ever since. And that might be like 2016, because I think it was MOT when I got it. So the £15 Mark 3 Golf GTI. Now, admittedly, the lack of appeal wasn't that bad when I first got it, but you knew it was going to happen. So it's got a bit of forest growing on here. We'll just scrape that off. Better production values without it, you know. Look at that. That's marvellous. So I'll do it. Now, all this, we did have a bit of door pickle when we got it. As you can see, it's all creep round here. Ooh, lots of tree. It's been here, pretending to be part of a hedge for quite a while. I mean, if you can see what the vehicle situation's like round here at the moment. So maybe it's time to wave bye-bye to the Golf a little bit. We're never going to get to it. So, ooh, in we go. Now, I have got, because I'm organised, and I put a big red key tag on it so you couldn't lose it 6 or 7 years ago whenever I got it. The key. So, hopefully, yeah, that's the key. So, I mean, she's pretty clean. Well, apart from the mould. So, bit of driver's lumberware. That was fairly standard. As you can see, it was parked by me, so the handbrake was not on and it was left in gear. It is the Porsche airbag model. But I mean, she's pretty reasonable. Let's creep back round here. So, back seat, best place to store your boot carpet so the mice don't eat it, you know. But really, it shouldn't be sat here. But admittedly, 10 years ago, they weren't worth a carrot. Oh, so we got any treasure? No treasure. We do have a blower motor hanging out the bottom of the thingy. I think it might have been an issue with that back in the day. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a battery on it. See what happens. Got a top quality battery from the Peugeot, which come in very handy over the last few weeks. And there we go. Look at that. Proper bit of 90s Volkswagen engineering. Doesn't look too bad. It's fell off. Sort of expected. Nothing's been eaten. Bit of gaffer tapage then. All that pipe together. Quality repair. Got a battery tray. Or starter. Let me bring you in here. I'll give you a closer look. Oh, see, proper engine. 90s Volkswagen. 2 litre. 8 valve. Oil looks pretty. Look at that. That's pretty clean. I think this engine was actually basically just available in these cars. So, because the Mark II was a 1800 8 valve on it, and then an 1800 16 valve. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So they made these in 2 litre 8 valve. I don't know whether there was a 16 valve one. There was definitely a VR6 one. Anyway, I've got a Mark II growing here as well. That's over there. We'll show you that in a minute. but it does feel like they've got all the essentials. Ooh. Well, I've got coolant. So what we're going to need to attend to first is check that our little furry friends haven't made a home in this. You can actually get it off. So we'll get that off of there, like that. Ooh. Let's have a look. There's a bit of mouthage in there. I've started. Let's just throw that out. You don't want to go sucking all that up on first start up, do we? Right, let's start with that. We'll just give this a quick clean on the side of the car, eh? Pop that quality air filter back in. Now, no mouthage in there, that's good. Ooh. Come on, there we are. Oh, bloody hell to get that back in there. Stop smoking your fag, man, and concentrate. Oh, yes, that's the one. Yes, fit now. Come on. Perfect. Right. That's that refitted. Right. So, I think what we need to do now, got to add a battery. Make sure my cigarette is out before I put it down there. Always helps. There. So, that's a quality Peugeot battery. Lion, renowned for quality. I'm going to go for a bit of a fire test. Nope. No flashing. No smoke. It's a good start. And I suppose we could just pop that back and have a look just to see what the cam belt looks like. What do you find? Right. I'm supposed to get that. So we can pop it off using a stick. Yes. Well, I've seen worse. It's not cracked all the hell. A little bit floppy. Yeah, that'll be alright. Just pretend like we haven't seen that. Right. So I suppose best bet is to get cranking on it. Does it turn? Oh, it does turn. Yeah. Yeah. That's got compression. Right. Let's go inside and see if we got any lights. Right, so we clamp it in the cab. So it's showing 115,512 miles. We put the battery on 5 minutes ago. So what we want to hear now is there's an electric fuel pump in the tank in the back, and we want that to go blur, gurgle, 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 because that's really going to help things. And I don't hear any blur, gurgle, 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 gurgling. No. We'll see if it turns over. Oh, it's a bit of turning over-ish. Oh, some possible fire in there. Definitely can't hear any gurgling. I think she's going to go, you. Right. Knowing this being a Volkswagen, it'll probably just start straight up. It's not very good for a will it start video sometimes when they just start. Oh, there's a possibility of it. No, no. Come on, Mr. VW. Oh, I'm not sure my fuel pump's working. I can't hear it. Sound like it might want some petroleum. Let's try pouring some petroleum in it first. Right, so we've added more petroleum. It does look like some top quality champions decided that they needed my filler cap more than I did and liberated that. Anyway, we'll try again, otherwise we're going to have to get into there's a fuel pump in the tank. I'm sure I can hear a fuel pump. Right. No, I don't think I can. Currently, I think we'll call that a fail because I don't think the electric fuel pump in the tank in the back is doing what it should do. So what we're going to do now, make our lives easier due to the fact I'm not quite as svelte as I used to be. The fuel pump is behind the drive, underneath the rear driver's side passenger seat or whatever you want to call it. And I don't fancy that. So what I'm going to do is put it in gear, turn it over on the starter motor and see if I can get it sort of here so that I've got more access. Right, much better. It's in here somewhere. Get rid of that. Right, I want to get some tools and then we'll get this fuel pump out. We might go bench test it, see if it works. Right, so I've made a start, as you will see. I have taken the plastic or metal cover cap, 3 screws off the top of it. Now, in here is an electric fuel pump somewhere. What we've got to do is get these silly connections off. I've got one pinged already. And then this big plastic ring. Oh, I think I might have been in here before. Oh, he's loose. Right, so let's try and get that off there. Well, that one's free. That one's free. Let me get them off. What we could just do, see if we've got any noise in it. Come on. Off you come. I'm not using the wrong tool for the job. Oh, that works. Tuck that in there out of the way. Yep, that's going to work. Wrong one. Oh, that one. Better. Come on. Right. Big plastic ring. Oh, Lord, that doesn't want to budge. It does. Right. Ring. Try not to drop a load of guck in here. There's my fuel pump. Right, what I'm going to do is plug it in and see if it squirts fuel all over the place. You keep an eye. That'll be a no then, won't it? No, nothing. Not a sausage. Right, so basically there is no life out of me electric fuel pump anymore. I'm going to need to extract this from here. That'll get that out of there. I don't know. Oh, no, we're coming. So, what we got in there? That's the fuel sender. a pump out. Must just clip off the bottom there, you would assume. No. Oh, hang on. Let me pull that out the top. Oh, I don't know. It's been a while. This random floating screw there, which shouldn't be there. Right, so I've got one of them. I have a feeling this is not its first rodeo. Appears to be another one there. Right, let's see if that does it. Yes! Ugh. And out you come. Right, fuel pump. What we need to do now is go and get this on a bench, get testing on it, without spewing petrol everywhere. Right, so we found some bench space. Had to make that a bit. You'll find in this world that since you have benches in a workshop, everyone just piles stuff on it so that you can't use it. So I have a large battery down here and a power probe, and we'll see if we can persuade this fairly exciting looking fuel pump to work. Doesn't look the best, does it? What do we reckon? Oh yeah, she is stuck. Oh, that's not bad. That's better. Oh, wasn't very well stuck then. Right. Well, I suppose in theory, it's not really much else I can do to that. Maybe give it a bit of a clean, because that is minging, isn't it? Look at all the cack on there. We're going to need something a bit more serious than that, aren't we? What about that? I'm going to injure myself here in a minute, and I... Oh, let's run the other way. Ugh. There's quite a lot of crud on there, isn't there? Right. Oh, that's fully floating. Right, now I think what we need to do is blow everything out. Now we've filled it full of crud. That's a nice short one. Look at that. Perfect. Blech. Right. Just checking now we've beaten it up again that it actually still functions. No fire risk here, obviously. Sparks and a fuel pump covered in fuel. Right, went round. Don't sound bad. We could do with having a bit of a degooge on the top there while we're at it, don't you reckon? So dropping all that in a fuel tank when we try to put it back in. Yeah. Look at all that. Not the ideal tool for the job, but it's doing it. Right, one more blow off and we're going to go throw it back in the car. Right, so now we've rejuvenated my fuel pump and made it like new. I'll try and slot it back in this hole and screw it back down without dropping 10 tons of cack in the fuel tank. That sounds possible, doesn't it? Right, don't fall apart. There. Oh, go on, in you go. Right, move you out of the way. I don't want you in there either. Get that in there. Yep. That's working. Get that and go in. Oh, no, yes, no. Put that over there. Doesn't really want to fit back in there. Come on. Definitely something a bit squiffy there. Clip over something there. There we go. That's where she needs to be. Right. Let's do what the previous person didn't do and put all the screws back in. You get that in there without dropping it. Oh, I don't know. Ooh, is that possible? Yep, that's one. No, missed. Come on. Right, that one. No. What's going on there? The flipping hole. There. That's it. That's one of them. There's only appear to be, there might have been three. See, they decided we didn't need three last time round. So, I'll have to creep off in a minute, see if I can. Actually, I'm going to creep off a minute and go and see if I can find another screw. Because if it had 3 screws in it originally, there was probably a reason for that. Right, so we've gone rooted through the locker on the side of my toolbox, or the drawer on top of the locker on the side of my toolbox, and found an appropriate screw. Because I'm sure if some top quality Volkswagen engineers designed it with 3 screws in it, then it was supposed to have 3 screws in it. Heathens. Right, can we get that in there without dunking it in a fuel tank? Oh, that's a bit tricky. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, right, screw 2. Here's the third little lighter. It's over there. This is going to be the one that's going to end up in the drink, isn't it? No, yep, we are there. 3 screws. Right. So, that's the fuel pump bit reinstalled. So we've got to get this floaty device. That's sounds like it's functioning. In there, like that, and then that, back in there, like that. Stupid rubber seal on it, isn't it? Okay, back on there. Yeah. I'm not sure I like that very much. So you better to have the rubber seal in the tank. I think so. Let's put the rubber seal in the tank and then push the centre unit into it. Yes, that looks much more satisfactory. Like a glove, look at that. So, arrow pointing in correct direction. Stupid twisty cap back on. Will catch on everything around it and refuse to do up. Mac and cheese on it. No, I don't think that is. That's cross-threaded, doesn't it? Yeah. Right, let's work on the beating on it a bit. I'm sure I've got that proper tool somewhere for doing that, but that'll do for a minute. Right, we'll call that temporarily installed because I don't think that I'm going to get the big thing, that screws the plastic thing down once we've got it going. I'm going to leave that off a minute. What we're going to do is go and turn the ignition on and see if we get any fuel pump based noises. Oh, found me filler cap. What's happened to that? Oh, right, that's a fuel pump just fired. So we've reinstalled this. We've got whirry fuel pump noises. So I reckon there's a fair chance that this might go. Ugh. Oh, definitely got whirry fuel pump noises. Haha, look at that. I'm not going to rev it. It's not even rattling, is it? Bless its little Volkswagen German heart. Right, I'll bring you in here. Well, I don't think you can knock that. Slightly stale petrol, but it's not rattling, banging, scraping, knocking, or making horrible noises. I think we'll blow the tyres up. We might even attempt moving it. We'll just let it take over. God, I love a bit of German engineering, isn't it? Right, well, it's been sat here ticking over for about 40 minutes. The electric cooling fan works. I've picked all the leaves off the front of it, blown the tyres up, as you will have seen, refitted the fuel tank cover, put the carpet back in the boot, and I've even put the set of wiper blades on it that I think I got for it like 6 years ago that were inside on the shelf. That one does look a bit short though. So I think it'd be what we ought to do is go and do a bit of testing. We could go for a whiz round. That'll get rid of the rest of the leaves off of it, and we'll see if it still works. 2016, 4, 5, 6 or 7 years after it last moved. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just ignore the slightly dry rotted tyres and the very rusty brake discs. Let's go see what happens. We're running. We're up to temperature, as you can see. We've got fuel. The power steering works. Tell it's a Volkswagen. Let me just demonstrate. The windscreen squirters even work. And unbelievably, I had to go and get another wiper blade because the back one's working too. I found my fuel cap. Someone had handily thrown that in the corner of the yard, so I'm going to go and clean the fuel cap up. Well, we're going to test now and see if does the Golf move. It's now in gear. Oh, it does. It does move. Oh, that doesn't sound terribly good. I think that might be a bit of coil springage there, but that'll be all right. Right. Give me 10 minutes to go and get the fuel cap to fit properly because it looks rather rusty. I'm going to clean that up and then we're going to have a go. Right, so excuse the slightly wobbly camera mount, but we might as well see what happens. Right, so I think we're going to call that a overriding success. Now, it would be lovely to do the brakes, clean them up, put some new boots on it, send it off to the body shop to have a new coat of paint, sprucey it to death, service it, put a cam belt on it, which probably could do with it's been parked here long enough to time out. But let's be honest, I've had it 6.5 years. I haven't got to it yet. It did only cost me 15 quid a computer, a load of faffing around, and obviously the parking space for 6.5 years. We're not thinking about that. So I think probably admitting defeat and selling it might be a good idea. So if anyone wants a 2 litre, 8 valve Mark 3 Golf GTI with 115,000 miles on it, I have a feeling I'm the third owner. That, as you can see, it works. It just needs a bit of love. Hit me up. I mean, what's it worth? I don't know. Hopefully more than the 15 quid a computer and 6 years worth of storage, one would assume. Because when I acquired this, I mean, it had ended up in the scrap. So don't shout at me for having it sat here for all these years, because lots of these got binned. It's got a valuable catalytic converter on it, and they used to get pulled apart. So anyway, there you are. One Mark 3 2 litre Golf GTI. So if you want one, shout, because I'm going to not put it on eBay, because the last 2 attempts at eBay have been a nightmare. The last bloke bought BMW Estate, the one that looks like a police car, messed me around for 2 days, didn't turn up. And then we did have some African export fella buy an Isuzu lorry off of us. That was a complete disaster, because he seemed to think what we really needed to do was give it to him, and it wasn't going to happen. He got politely asked to leave. So yeah, if you want one of these, shout. What's it worth? You tell me. It's probably the fairest way, isn't it? Right, out 6D diesels. We shall catch you next time.